It's National Heroes Day, and we here at the JIS are very excited to share with you as we celebrate the life and works of the men and women who have paved the way for our nationhood. We greet you in the native tongue of our ancestors, the Maroons, Akwaba, to our show. Join us now as we commemorate our expressions, our traditions, our Jamaica.
Chikungunya is a viral infection transmitted when an Aedes aegypti mosquito bites an infected person and then bites someone else. Symptoms include high fever, headache, joint pain, muscle pain, and rash. If you suspect that you've been infected, take paracetamol such as Panadol, Cetamol, and Tylenol. Infants, children under 5 years old, pregnant women, the elderly, persons with sickle cell, and chronic illnesses such as diabetes and cardiovascular disease are at risk for more severe symptoms and must see a doctor for proper evaluation and monitoring. Fortunately, most cases of CHIKV are mild, but if your symptoms worsen, you need to see a doctor. For more info, call 1-888-1-LOVE from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. That number again, 1-888-663-5683.
Hey! Hey you! Me? Yes you! Are you between the ages of 9 to 12, attending a primary or prep school? Do you want to go on a treasure hunt? No. You don't need to go that far. Our island home has a lot of hidden treasures, and this is your opportunity to explore.
The Jamaica Information Service Heritage Essay Competition is here again for its 4th staging. Your challenge is to type a 400 to 500 word essay on which national heritage site is most significant and why.
So gear up, boot up that computer, and start trekking.
You need to download the application form online at jis.gov.jm. For more information on what you need to complete your exploration, call 926-359-024, extension 2137 or 2133. Your journey should be completed by Friday, October 31. The typed essay should be submitted online via the entry form on the JIS website at jis.gov.jm.
Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller has often called on Jamaicans to embrace the indomitable spirit of our national heroes to drive the country forward. Watch as she reflects on the contributions of our national heroes and charts a course for building on the platform left by them.
My fellow Jamaicans and our diaspora brothers and sisters, National Heroes Day always provides us with an important moment for reflection. We use this occasion to remember the bravery, courage, resilience, and persistence of those who struggled in various ways to ensure that today we can enjoy the fruits of freedom and independence. Today we pause once again to salute the exemplary and extraordinary lives and contributions of our national heroes and heroines. The theme of Heroes Day this year, my expressions, my traditions, my Jamaica, speaks to the celebration of our distinctive history, culture, and heritage. It encourages us to use those expressions and traditions to make our great nation even greater. Every age and generation faces unique challenges. However, there are some things that remain common to us regardless of changes in time and space. Our ancestors taught us to galvanize our uniqueness, to bravely and creatively face all our challenges. The bolstering courage of our heroes and heroines runs in our genes. They're constant reminders to unite as a people, to face the challenges that confront us as a nation, are replayed in our consciousness from generation to generation. It is undeniable at every major moment in our history, when faced with challenges that have tested our individual and collective strength, patience, and determination, we have emerged stronger and better. I know many persons face the tests of our time. Many are understandably preoccupied with issues of daily survival. A significant number of Jamaicans have either already experienced or are even now feeling the severe pain and discomfort of the CHICV. The CHICV health emergency presents all of us with the opportunity to be modern-day heroes and heroines in our own right. In this regard, the fight to ensure the health of the nation can only be won if we all display personal responsibility in our homes, workplaces, and communities. I sympathize with those persons who have come down with this painful illness and who continue to feel its effects. For those who have already been through it, I'm happy that you're feeling better. And for those persons who are still ailing, I wish you a speedy and full recovery. We continue to manage and monitor the situation. There are also real concerns about the global Ebola threat to Jamaica. At this time, the government continues to put systems in place and to do all we can in an effort to prevent the Ebola virus from getting to Jamaica. We are committed to keeping all Jamaicans informed at every step of the way. Let us all, as critical stakeholders from every sector of our society, stand together and work together to defeat these health threats. Even as we deal with the health issue as a government, we have to continue to safeguard our economy. We are going for growth with job creation. Even though there's more distance to cover in the journey to prosperity, we have already seen some encouraging signs of growth, investments, and we're making a start in creating new jobs. It requires united action to make life better for those families facing difficulties and those Jamaicans who are having a hard time coping. Brothers and sisters, National Heroes Day presents an opportunity for us to recapture the fighting spirit of our ancestors as we work as one people, shaping a better future together. No matter what the challenges are that confront us, as Jamaicans, it is not in our character to allow hopelessness and despair to overcome us. We never give up hope. We never have, and we never will. In the past, faced with the most brutal conditions of enslavement, our ancestors never lost hope. Instead, they boldly confronted their struggles, planned diligently, and drew on all their inner reserves of fortitude. They carved out a better future for themselves and for the present generation. Like our ancestors, our heroes and heroines, we have to stay focused and strong. The popular anthem reminds us to rise up, stand and take our place, shine like the sun, rise up, stand like the brave, rule our destiny, and be the best that we can be. We have to remain resolute. We must remain responsible and calm. We must look out for each other, caring for those who are most vulnerable, checking in on those who live alone. As a people, we stand today on our proven practices of community spirit and planning steadfastly for success. It is a great and noble traditions of fortitude and resilience that we celebrate on this Heroes' Day. Each year, as we catalogue the struggles and victories of our national heroes and heroines, we are reassured of the appropriateness of our decision to cement their place in history in the consciousness of our people. We think of the courage of Sam Sharp, the educated Baptist deacon who chose to die on yonder gallows rather than live enslaved. He could not quench the fire for justice that raged in his heart in his quest to see every man, women, and children live in freedom and dignity that was their God-given right. Paul Bogle did not have to take up the struggle of his people. He did not have to march the many miles from Stony Gut in St. Thomas to Spanish Town to demand audience with the colonial masters on behalf of the poor farmers who needed land and better social conditions. Yet, he chose to put the interest of the community over his personal safety. George William Gordon could have kept himself sheltered in privilege, but he stepped out and identified with the black masses and, like Sharp and Bogle, paid with his life. The enduring legacy of Nanny of the Maroons is the fire of bravery, grit, and determination that burns deep within our hearts. It is a courage to confront the greatest adversity and to emerge undefeated. Marcus Mosiah Garvey remains today our most powerful inspiration that we are a mighty people who can accomplish what we will. Garvey knew that this great land of ours could not progress unless Jamaicans were united and cared about one another, irrespective of class and color or politics. The Decade of People of African Descent, which starts in January 2015, will provide further opportunity to revisit the relevance of his life. Norman Washington Manley and Sir Alexander Bustamante chose lives of public service and nation building. They built on the dreams of Marcus Garvey, and both left legacies of important national institutions, including political parties that continue to work to improve the lives of the Jamaican people. My fellow Jamaicans, as we reflect on National Heroes Day, we need to ask ourselves, what legacy will we leave for future generations? How are we helping to build this great nation of ours? What are the good deeds that will be remembered long after we are gone? The answers are to be found in the various contributions we all make to our nation, whether large or small. When we give of our best in any job we do, we are helping to build Jamaica. Whenever we share with our neighbors and care for the less fortunate, we are helping to strengthen our communities and society. When we make sacrifice today for tomorrow's progress, we are helping to make our country stronger. When we lift each other up with our expressions and respect our positive traditions, we are truly building our Jamaica. Today, I salute all those who stand in the tradition of self-sacrifice and service that our national heroes and heroines handed down to us. I salute all Jamaicans from all walks of life who prove every day that they are true heroes and heroines. Let us arise and build this great and beautiful land of ours and turn challenges into opportunities. We are a great people. Our best days are still ahead. Our national heroes and heroines have left us a solid foundation. Let us build on it. May all of us use this National Heroes Day to reaffirm our commitment to Jamaica, this land we love so dearly. Through our expressions and our traditions, let us build this nation. From riverside to mountain, from cane fields to the sea, our hearts salute Jamaica, triumphant, proud, and free. Have a happy and safe National Heroes Day.
As our nation's leaders strive to be the change they want to see in the country, we hear a National Heroes Day message from Leader of the Opposition, Andrew Holness.
My fellow Jamaicans, our annual commemoration of Heritage Week is an important point on the national calendar, culminating in the observance of Heroes Day and the conferment of national honors and awards on deserving Jamaicans. Heroes Day affords us the opportunity as a nation to reflect on the lives of our forebears, celebrate their achievements, and recognize their sterling contribution to national development. Our national heroes, through their fight for freedom and their tireless struggle against inequalities, oppression, and injustice, laid the foundation for nationhood and facilitated our emergence as a proud and determined people. Who are heroes? Heroes are people like you and I, ordinary people who do extraordinary things. They have a strong belief and conviction in wanting to help others and improve existing conditions. They are not content with accepting things as they are. Heroes are not managers of the status quo. Indeed, heroes lead change. Sam Sharp was a slave, but he was not satisfied with the status quo of slavery. He said, "I would rather die upon yonder gallows than live in slavery." He was not prepared to accept the status quo. Paul Bogle was not satisfied with the status quo. He walked from Stony Gut to Spanish Town to agitate for change. Sir Alexander Bustamante saw the plight of labor and mobilized workers to secure their rights. He stood up to the colonial powers, bared his chest and said, "Shoot me, but leave my people alone." Our national heroes, in their own way, dared to be bold. They dared to challenge the status quo, resisted the tide of organized oppression, and campaigned against the economic, political, and social inequalities of their day. In our progress from slave ship to a free society, are countless persons who have, by their conviction and leadership, made important contributions to making their communities better. Today, our National Honors and Awards ceremony will capture only a few such persons. However, on a day like this, Heroes Day, we honor all our unsung heroes, like our basic school teachers, who make extraordinary sacrifices in educating the children in their care. Our nurses, who go beyond the call of duty under challenging circumstances to provide health care. To the professional and hard-working men and women of the security forces who put their lives at risk to serve and protect the public. There is a hero in all of us. The challenges we face as a country may seem overwhelming at times, and our efforts are sometimes frustrated. But we must never give up our faith and belief that things can be better. We must never lose our conviction to make things better. We must never accept the status quo and believe that there is no other way and that this is where we will always be. Today, I call upon the hero in all of us to play our part in leading the change that we would like to see. Let us be the heroes that do something as simple but important as destroying mosquito breeding sites in our communities. Let us be the heroes that take care of the neglected, elderly, and indigent in our communities. Let us be the heroes that provide homework assistance to our children after school. Let us be the heroes that report crime to the police. Let us be the heroes that resist corruption in our businesses and places of work. Let us be the heroes that stand up for truth and justice. Let us be the heroes that hold our government to account. We must dedicate ourselves to action that is aimed at raising the bar and improving the conditions under which we live. It is through these actions that we would have set the stage for our emergence as the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. We are a proud people, a people inspired by the philosophies and teaching of Garvey, emboldened by the courage and fearlessness of Nanny and Daddy Sharp, a people fortified by the resilience and dedication of Paul Bogle and George William Gordon, and grounded by the vision and patriotism of Sir Alexander Bustamante and Norman Manley. We are eternally indebted to our national heroes. Let us repay them by conducting ourselves in ways that would cause those in our generation and in generations to come to regard us as heroes in our own right. Reach for the hero inside you. May God continue to bless you and our country, Jamaica, land we love.
Wriggle me this, wriggle me that. Guess me this wriggle or perhaps not. My mother have 3 dege pitney and the whole of them head black. What am I? If you guessed Aki, you're right. As we continue our heritage celebrations, we take a look now at one part of our national dish.
My father have 3 picnic and the whole of them head black.
Over 420,000 African slaves were taken to the Americas through the West African slave trade scheme. But slaves and sugar weren't the only things bought and sold along the routes. Tobacco, hemp, guns, and rum were very popular trade items. But it says here that on one of those trips to Jamaica in 1778, something strange came ashore in one of the ships. It was a plant, it says, but it wasn't tobacco, it wasn't hemp, or cotton, or sugar cane.
Yes, me know the story quite well. It passed down from one generational seed to the next. My great-great-great-great-grandfather here make it to this your land, clutch tight in a few great-great-great-great-great-grandfather hand. Hey.
When mama dear, you say you're sick. When mama gone, you get better.
Also, Jamaican herbalists and bush doctors prefer to use various plants and bushes from the island's rich flora over traditional medicines to treat several common illnesses. They have found natural treatments for food poisoning, fever, diarrhea, and even the common cold. So that is why my mother used to force feed me Cersei just before school start, explaining she was giving me a washout. And I remember she used to boil this tea from soursop leaves and give it to me for my colds. And what would you know? They actually worked.
Hi. But what is not this doing? No mention of me in my own country's folk medicine history. Me there so long. People use me wash them clothes, them use me scour them pot, shine. And as we treat coal, what our leaf can do, me can do it better.
Ah, yes. I have fond memories watching the Kai folk singers perform folk song classics like Under the Coconut Tree, Colon Man, Penny Wheelo. But most of all, I just love to hear them sing Minna drink coffee tea, mango time. It was so sweet, you could almost taste it.
You see though? Look how long me there. Long before mango. And just what the mango come out here, you know. Me there from 1778. 232 years now. Me there so long people think of Yassa me come from. Me there so long. Uno know me inside out. Uno pour out me heart every day. And every half mile you walk, you see me standing tall. Uno all give me nickname. Make all joke after me. More than that, uno even find a way to cook and eat me. And just because me so common, uno forget me. You know, remember me is my country's favorite thing to sing about.
The things we Jamaicans say. We have a colorful way of putting just about everything, don't we? But wouldn't you agree? Aki is the most colorful of it all. Yes, reading is in fact a good habit to pick up, but I don't need all of this to tell me that Aki is in fact a national treasure. In fact, there was no great debate when George Scott recommended it to then Agriculture Minister John Giles as a national fruit in July 1962.
You're very welcome.
He had put the question to some of the leading horticulturalists of the time, and the vote came back unanimously in favor of Aki.
Venomous!
Aki is so many things to so many people. Healer, icon, emblem, and of course, good food. Cheese Aki or butter Aki, whichever way you slice it or spread it. I am so into my Aki. And oh, the answer to the riddle, you guessed it, it was Aki.
And that's how we close this Heroes Day edition of Jamaica Magazine. I trust that this episode not only provided an avenue for you to reflect on the lives and contributions of our national heroes, but also inspired you to make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. On behalf of the hardworking team here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson, reminding you that a hero is made, not born, so be the hero of your own story.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.